first, breaking tonight. After only 11 days, the Secret Service has now officially ended their probe into the cocaine scandal at the Biden White House. Now, according to their 11-day investigation, 11 long days, we'll just never know who left a bag of cocaine behind in a secure, heavily monitored area of the West Wing of the White House. It will forever be apparently a mystery. Apparently no fingerprints on the bag, no DNA evidence, no surveillance footage, no eyewitness accounts, no suspects at all whatsoever, although they do have a surveillance coverage, camera coverage of everybody walking into the West Wing. How about we look at all those people and interview every one of them first before we end an investigation? Now, we're talking about the most heavily monitored and secured building on the planet Earth. And new tonight, we're learning that this was not the first time illegal drugs were found in the Biden White House. It was the third time. The Secret Service just told members of Congress that this was the third time that an illegal substance was discovered in Joe Biden's White House in the West Wing. So my question is, why are we learning about these other two instances right now at this point? And the two other occasions involved marijuana. No one was ever charged. We were never told. Why was that hidden from the public? Now, obvious question. Is the Secret Service, like the DOJ and the FBI, are they now part of covering for someone at the Biden White House? So are they now willing to throw away their reputation in order to protect Joe Biden, his administration, for what would be a massive scandal? Let me ask this question. What if that white powdery substance that people shove up their nose happened to be anthrax? Or what if it was cocaine that was laced with fentanyl, which is not uncommon? Would the Secret Service have just brushed it off after a pathetic 11-day investigation? And by the way, what if this was the Trump White House? Do you really think federal investigators would drop the case after only 11 days? Anyone here believe that? They investigated the Russia hoax for 3 years. That case never should have been opened, according to Durham. They had no evidence at all whatsoever, and everything in the Steele dossier was false. Keep in mind, this probe has been unusual from the very start. A lot of confusion, and this raises questions, seeping out of the press. First, we're told that the cocaine was discovered in the library at the White House residence, then the West Wing lobby, then it was near the Situation Room. Now we're told it was actually located in a locker near the West Wing executive entrance, where you have a camera viewing everybody going in. All the while, many speculated if the cocaine belonged to one of the president's adult children, both of whom have struggled with drugs. Now, of course, until recently, Hunter Biden was a notorious crackhead. Look, he's sleeping there with a crack pipe in his mouth. It's a great way to fall asleep. Anyway, obviously not. With a penchant for losing important things. He lost his laptop, his firearms, his cell phones. And for so many, Hunter seemed like a plausible suspect, but you weren't allowed to say that out loud, especially since multiple White House officials refused to unequivocally rule out members of the Biden family. You might remember. Take a look.
When asked if this was a family member, for Andrew Bates to say, I cite the Hatch Act, which has to do with elections. Bizarre. Joe Biden's asked questions about this. He doesn't answer. Karine Jean-Pierre asked about the family, and she derides the reporter. I would have gone to Trump and said, they're saying this is your family member. He would have said, absolutely not. I would have gone to the podium and said, I have zero reason to believe this is anyone in the president's family. Why she didn't do that, I do not know.
Now, even more suspicious, Karine Jean-Pierre lied about the Biden's whereabouts on the Friday before the weekend that the cocaine was discovered. Despite her denials, both Joe and Hunter, they were at the White House until 6:30 on Friday afternoon. She said they weren't there on Friday. And of course, tonight, this is about much more than a small bag of cocaine. It is about security at the White House and a very real perception that your federal government, based on a mountain of evidence, that a Democrat in D.C. can pretty much do anything they want, including hard drugs inside the White House, or in some cases hire prostitutes like Hunter, skip out on paying taxes, commit felony gun crimes, not file with the FARA laws in this country, with few, if any, consequences. We saw that with Hunter, a slap on the wrist. But if you are a Republican, or God forbid, Trump is your last name, Buckle up, prepare to have your world upended, sideways, and each way in between. Local, state, federal officials all in search of any possible crime. That is the current state of your so-called justice system in America. And with Democrats in charge, it will only get worse.